you have a few stories that you've seen on Story 6 in your time here.
Working in nightlife, you always gonna get some crazy stories. Like I seen some
got my man Midnight.
I mean, I have to tell you this. You are the most beautiful woman in the world.
Most beautiful woman in the world.
Look
How
at this
would
woman.
you know? This guy doesn't even have a passport. I have a passport, and I know when I see the most beautiful woman in the world. And you ain't it. Excuse me.
Asshole.
What a dick.
This ugly ass.
I'm getting a passport soon.
I love your app.
Download the Passportbros app.
Well, y'all know what it is. Download the app.
Y'all need to join that Passportbros app.
Download now in the App Store and Google Play.
See, I'm repping that BMT. No matter where I go, no matter where I be.
Some of them seats in, some of them front kicks in, and I'm still cooling, you know what I'm saying? I'm still cool out here busting sweat. You know, that's what it is. Yoga, Passport Bros.
Passport Bros up.
University in the building. Shout out to my boy BMT, man. Yeah, go cop some new merch.
All right, and we are live. Welcome, family, to another show. It is your man BMT in the building. Hope you guys are doing well. It's a beautiful week. We're gonna be breaking down this video that was posted by the Medium Man. Is it Medium Man? Medium Man. I'm familiar with his content. You know, he has some pretty good content for the most part. You know, he's had his. I think he's been, for the most part, in support of the Passport Bros. But in this one, I'm going to break down some things that he said in his last video not his last video, but a video that he published about the Passport Bros and this Vice documentary. So we're going to really jump into this because he said some things that wasn't necessarily true. Now, in concerns to the Passport Bros, we all know, if you are familiar with, you know, the terminology and the ideology, you already know we've been being bashed since the inception of the Passport Bros. All right. So this is nothing new for us. I think to certain guys that might be new to it, I'm not sure how familiar he is with it or when he heard about the Passport Bros, but it seems like every time there's an article, every time there's a hit piece or a mini doc or a video, or we mentioned in the the Western media cycle by a news outlet, it's always negative. And as you can see, it gets nothing but bigger. All right. So when people say things like, oh, it's a wrap for the Passport Bros, they're not going to be able to go in Colombia, this is a bad look for the Passport Bros, it's over for the Passport Bros. We all know we've been dealing with this for the last 5 years. So for us, it's nothing new. And this documentary was straight booty. All right. It was whack. You know, it wasn't that entertaining. It was professionally done because that's what Vice does. But, you know, and I talked to the producers beforehand. They wanted me to be a part of it. But if I was a part of it, I would have gave it some, you know, made it more legitimate. That's why I opted out of it, you know, and I said, you know, I gave my blessing to everybody who wanted to be a part of the documentary, but they didn't even really interview anybody that was, you know, besides Austin and Digital Bro Mad. Everybody else was basically, I'm not gonna say nobody's because they somebody in their life, but these guys probably weren't even Passport Bros. They just wanted to be in a documentary about Vice. And Vice is very slick because the producers didn't tell me it was going to be Vice. They just said, "Hey, yeah, we're a production house out of the UK, and we just want to know some more about the Passport Bros and all this." And I knew it was going to be a hit piece because I know how they get down. But before we get into the video, I want to give a shout out to everybody who's in the room in here early. Shout out to my man Kevin Johnson, Global Push. Says, yes, what up, BMT? First in the house. What's good? What's good? Yeah, we're a little late today. You know, usually I like to do my lives either early or like around 6. But I just had that when I saw this video. And shout out to the my partner who sent me this video. When I saw it, I was like, oh, here we go with this. Here we go again. All right. So shout out to my man Ozzy in the building as well. We in here deep. Guys, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Now, before I start the show, I played a little clip of a video I just published. All right. Looking for love on one of the most wildest streets. This is a little clip right here. I did a little clip actually at the beginning. All right. So this is the last video. This right here is my man Midnight. He's a bar manager on Soy 6. All right. You guys can highlight him when you come to Pattaya or Pattaya. All right. Real good interview here, man. He broke it down about the dating culture. My man speaks Thai. He's been out here for about 3 years. So any information you would like to know as far as, you know, the ins and outs and maybe even some of the, you know, not so traditional relationships in Thailand, you definitely want to check out this interview. All right. Like I said, it's my man Midnight. Great interview I did. I'll play a little bit of a clip before we go at the end of the show and I get everybody in the room. But this is a really, really good interview. You know, a lot of people, you know, say certain things, but I like to always go to the source. I like to go somebody who's around these women 24/7 in concerns when you're talking about, you know, wifing up bar girls and all that. I really want to see, you know, from what their experiences are and the experiences that they heard in person about, you know, wifing up, you know, certain individuals in that life. So this is a really, really good interview, guys. Like, you know, because, you know, some guys, you know, they looking for love, you know, in some cases, all the wrong places. So, like I said, this is a really good video. Yeah, Change for the Better. He is cool. Midnight's cool. You know, Midnight's cool. He broke a lot of things down about, you know, not trusting guys who, you know, go crazy over women and crash out over women, and, you know, how guys will just throw away a 10-year friendship over a female. You know, it's a lot. It's a lot. You know, it's a lot of, you know, Western simping. I don't think we as bad as the other guys in these other countries like Australia and all that, European guys, even some of the African guys. But we got a lot of simping in our nation as well. I think we might be home of the simp nation. All right. So let me go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and put this up on the screen. You know what? Before I do that, because I really want some more people to come in the room. Fellas, what is going on with these airplanes lately? All right. What's going on with these airplanes lately? That's been a topic of hand lately as Trump has took office. You know, a lot of people, you know, I'm seeing videos of people being scared to fly. Do you guys think it's really that serious? Would we be fearful of flying now? I mean, there's been about 5 plane crashes. I think one of them was a private plane or a smaller plane, 1-engine plane. And those little things always crashing. You know, the truth be told, a lot of them just don't go report it. But there have been some recent, you know, and we thinking in 2025, we thinking like airplane travel is relatively safe. We don't really hear about too many plane crashes anymore like that until recently, really until Trump took office. I'm not a shot at Trump. I'm just saying there's been a lot going on lately. And it's a lot of funny business with it too. A lot of them not releasing the photos of the pilots or anything like that. It's just strange. Like something isn't right. You know, helicopters crashing into planes, and you know, I really don't know the thing. And I put on my little tinfoil koofy hat. Now I've seen this. Let me play this little clip real quick. Yeah, the crash in DC was crazy. Now I saw this about 2 years ago. Now let me put on my little tin before we get to the video. Let me put on my little tinfoil hat. You know, I'm a little bit of a conspiracy theorist. You know how I am. You know, you guys know me well. Hold on, let me put this up real quick. Let me pull this up. Hold on. All right. Could they be making way? All right, because you know how these folks are. You know how these people are. Could they be possibly making way for these planes right here? Hold on, let me play this. Let me see. Detachable planes.
Don't miss out on how
Commercial like way. Matter of fact, let me just play this short.
the plane releases explosive bolts, separating the cabin from the fuselage if a modular plane starts to crash. Parachutes attached to the cabin deploy, slowing its descent. Inside this experimental plane, passengers are secured with safety harnesses to protect them during the fall. The cabin is equipped with shock absorbers to cushion the impact upon landing. It's also designed to float, ensuring safety during water landings. The plane releases explosive bolts, separating the cabin from the fuselage if a modular plane starts to crash. Parachutes attached to the cabin deploy, slowing its descent. Inside this experimental plane, passengers are secured with safety harnesses to protect them during the fall. The cabin is equipped with shock absorbers to cushion the impact upon landing.
Boom. So, what do y'all think? Before we get to the video, what do y'all think? Do y'all think that maybe this will be making a strong play towards, I would assume, I don't think you can even retrofit these older planes. I think you have to actually have, I'm pretty positive that you would have to have some massive government oversight to phase out the older planes and bringing in the newer planes, which could be billions of dollars on in. All right. That's only on water. So everything else, y'all, that's not true. That's not only on water at all. That's on land. As a matter of fact, the video, that's on land. That's just the air cushions, the bags. But you can definitely and for the most part, damn near 70% of flights are over water. You know, for the most part, unless it's a domestic flight. But international flights, a lot of them flying over the water. All right. So, like I said, it's a possibility. You know, you never know. That's a lot of money that could be generated by the companies that will build these new planes. All right, like I say, y'all know how I am. You know, I be adding up the tea leaves here. You know, does Mr. Elon Musk have some type of government contract? Are we going to have Tesla planes? All right, I don't know. You know, does Trump have some type of secret contract with some type of shell company? You know how these things are, because why aren't these planes being created right now as we speak? Like, this would definitely be a push towards that, in my opinion. I'm just saying. I just got my tinfoil kufi on. You know how I am. You know, don't take up my word for it. But I would think that, you know, if you had a choice, right? If the customers had a choice to pay for a plane that was, you know, had a parachute and had, you know, more of a safety cautions because of plane crashes, these new plane crashes, and you had to pick against, you know, a Spirit Air flight without it, I think most people would pick the plane with the parachutes on it. All right, the new Tesla X plane with the new retrofit parachutes that are 80% more safer or something like that. I'm just saying here, man. B. Martin says the year 2024 marked the deadliest year for air travel since 2018. That is crazy. At one point, it was week to week, back to back, as soon as Trump took office. That's why I say, to me, the timing is a little suspicious to me. You know, like, I don't know, man. The mayor of Music and Travel says that's only water, so everything else is y'all dead. All right, shout out my man, Find the Love in the Dominican Republic. So the pilots just died, but we passengers survived. I mean, would you have an issue with that? The captain always goes down with the ship. So don't crash the plane, maybe, you know, if that's the case. Or they can literally just maybe they can just put it on autopilot and, you know, initiate that from the inside of the cabin. I'm pretty sure the pilots, don't have to go down with the plane. But yeah, that is a good point. I thought about that too. But you never know. You never know. Maybe that might be somewhat of a insurance policy that the pilots, have more of an interest to not crash out the plane. So maybe they locked into their, maybe they locked into the front. I don't know. What up, Passport Blueprint? It's been a minute, man. Shout out to you. All right, so let's go ahead. We almost got 100 in the room. Let's go ahead and get right into what Mr. Minimum Man. I mean, Medium Man. I keep calling him Minimum Man. Hey, don't take that as a shot, bro. Don't take that as a shot before people start saying that. Oh, BMT beefing with Medium Man. It's Medium Man, right? It's Medium Man. Okay. All right. Let me stop this. Let me put this up here. Let's see what we got here. All right. Let's see what my man got to say. All right. Let's see what he got to say. Up. Here we go.
Before anybody starts putting this in the comment section, I'm not talking to the guys who checked out of the dating market. That message was not for you. I'm not spending no money on a woman. Bro, I'm not talking to you. Hey, you good. You checked out. It's perfectly fine. Are you checked out for the time being? Not talking to you. Save your ducats. Get your ends right. Stay on your purpose. And then when it's your time to get out there and you want to do something, you want to find a woman, please do so. But anything that I say about dating is specifically for the single men and women who are actively out there. Not the passport bros, because you guys say you are getting your passport and you are leaving. And that's another thing that I have to mention about the Passport Bros. And let me bring myself up here.
Here we go.
It was a lot of y'all that sent me that Vice video for the Passport Bros. If you don't know,
that's a terrible thumbnail. I don't know why Vice picked that thumbnail.
Vice YouTube channel has over like 16 million subscribers. And they did a whole breakdown of the so-called Passport Bros.
I've come to Medellin, Colombia to meet the Passport Bros.
No, he didn't, because he didn't really meet any Passport Bros besides, matter of fact, he didn't meet any Passport Bros because Austin disassociated himself with the term Passport Bros, even though they focused on his tattoo. Remember, he doesn't consider himself a Passport Bro any longer. So they didn't really interview any Passport Bros.
A controversial movement aimed at young men fed up with their lives in the West.
And they showed y'all in a negative light, in my opinion.
The girls in a
all right, that they did. But I don't know who this guy is. I think personally, the guy that's about to speak right now, he's definitely what I call a producer plant. All right. In order to be able to go viral, I think the producers maybe hired him and told him what to say, because I just don't see with anybody with any type of sane right of mind to be in a foreign country and to talk basically like, hey, I'm playing these local girls. I'm doing this. I'm just, hitting and quitting and kind of cutting them off. And come on, man. To me, that was a producer plant, just in my opinion. As a matter of fact, I'm positive it's a producer plant because me and the producers of this mockumentary, we talked about not necessarily this, but we talked about, different ideas to tell a story. They was really trying to pick my brain. They really want me to be a part of this, and I'm glad I wasn't, but they was really trying to pick my brain on some general ideas. So I told them, I said, yeah, what you guys want to do is you want to find a guy on their first experience in Medellin. Now, him linking up with Austin and having this conversation, that's not what we talked about at all. All right. But it was like, hey, find a guy that, knows about Passport Bros. And it's his first time in Medellin, Colombia, and follow him around and just see his general experience. That's what we talked about. All right. Those were some of the ideas we was kind of throwing on the bullet board. Because she was really calling me and picking my brain on this. Like I said, she was like, as a matter of fact, when it came to the shooting, they was like, yo, are you here? Where you at? We really want to talk to you. And I'm like, I just know how y'all going to spin it. Like, I just knew it. I said, there's no way possible that somebody like, you guys who are pretty much, the Western media propaganda, if you want to call it, houses, is no way possible y'all will have a heterosexual, male only, multi-ethnicity, movement, so to say, or ideology, so to say, going against the Western traditional values, and you make it positive. There's just no way. There's no way you're gonna make it balanced. All right. They didn't even interview any Colombians. That's how I know it was bad. It was very poorly done. Because you want to get all angles, you want to get all sides. All they really had was a very condescending interviewer, all right, that was making all these facial expressions, interviewing scammers, interviewing little incels, producer plants, because I guess they was on maybe a short time frame. And even then, Austin hit me up, Digital Bro Mad hit me up, and they was just like, yo, I'm not really comfortable about this documentary. And I was like, yeah, I mean, you did it. If you didn't say anything crazy, don't worry about it. But they knew that. It was like, yeah, this probably going to be more of a hit piece. I'm like, yeah, of course. All right, so, but let's get back to what Media Man has got. I can go on forever, man. I can go on forever.
America is not very respectful. I've never been to America before. I've been watching videos and everything, so I know they're not very respectful.
Now, where is this dude from? I think he was mentioning that he's from Italy or something like that.
If you are a member of the Passport Bro movement, that video that Vice just did on y'all is not going to help you one bit.
There's no videos that's done by these Western media propaganda houses that's going to help us. But indirectly, it does help us because it just makes it bigger and bigger. All right?
At all. It's going to place a lot of attention on the places that you guys go and may have good intentions at, but the guys that were actually featured on this Vice video, they did not pay y'all enough good light. Even Austin Holloman was on there.
I think I'm the most controversial.
And I told y'all, when you start to move in silence, you start to separate yourself from trying to be in the spotlight.
We were moving in silence for a moment. We was moving in silence. It was the reaction videos about the Passport Bros. There wasn't one single individual content creator that was repping Passport Bros that just blew it up. It was just the fact that it was organic. It hit TikTok. Shout out to Austin. Shout out to O'Shea. And people were doing reactionary videos, mainly to women, that were upset that guys were going overseas to find traditional love. That's how Passport Bros blew up in the first place. So keeping it silent, it's just like, okay, why? First of all, why and how? Like, how do you keep something like the Passport Bros? How do you move silently as Passport Bros, bro? All right? It's impossible. It has over 450 million mentions on TikTok alone. So to try to just benign neglect the Passport Bros and the ideology and the movement and the content creators, it's virtually impossible. All right? So that's point one I want to make about Medium Man.
That video did not do that. The only saving grace that Black men actually have on that Vice Passport Bro video was that the video showcased that the movement is ran by white men. Austin Holloman had one little clip, and he was there with.
How is the movement so-called? And it's an ideology, it's not a movement. How is it ran by white men? How is it ran by? Because they had some white guys in the documentary, some random white dudes. How's that? Like, what is he talking about right now? How is it? What did he base that assumption off of? Just because he saw some white men in the video, he just assumed that, well, since white men are on top of everything else, they happen to be running the Passport Bros. What does he mean running the Passport Bros? All right, I don't understand that. Now they definitely show the white guys in a better light by showing them speed dating and everything like that. They wasn't saying, besides the scammer dude at the very beginning, they made white guys look kind of goofy and naive and getting drugged and getting robbed, and some of them are out there in Medellin. Some brothers are naive as hell about Medellin as well. I don't know why. I remember when the Colombian told me, matter of fact, the Colombian lawyer I was working with, he was just like, Aaron, I don't know why these gringos think they can't get drugged and robbed. I mean, even we get drugged sometimes. Like, I've had family members get drugged, so he's like, I don't know why they don't think they can get drugged. So there is some naivety about that. I think some guys go out there, they've been working out, they've been getting ready, they've been learning their Spanish, and they just so excited to get from the West. And I'm guilty of this as well, because when I first got out there, No, that was actually Brazil when I got a little too drunk my first time out the country, did some dumb shit. But in Colombia, yeah, guys, they're excited, they go out there and they meet that first beautiful Latino woman and they just think they got this connection, they met her online or they met her in the street or a cafe and whatever, and they get drugged, not knowing. Luckily, first off, when I was out there originally during COVID, things weren't as bad, but I was, told the game by people that had already been living out there for years. And at that point in Medellin, the locals were still loving the foreigners coming in and bringing in, extra money and, extra revenue. They could charge higher than what they usually charge for, certain items. So it was a good blend when I first got to Medellin in 2020. Now a lot of things have changed. Let me catch a super chat real quick and we'll get back to the video. All right. Hold on. Somebody said something about media man. What they say? Media man just be talking. Yeah, he don't be knowing, bro. Shout out to him. I'm not bashing. Listen, I never bash the individual personally, but I will always attack somebody's talking points when I can clearly see they don't know what the hell they're talking about. All right. Y'all blew the spot with the Latin countries. I don't think so. At least, from my experience, every time I go to Medellin, I see maybe 2-3 brothers on the plane with me. All right, shout out to Cool Cat with the $5 super chat, man. I really appreciate that. He says, learn from history and remember what Ebony or Essence magazine did when they pointed out that foul picture of Brazil. Yeah, that's true. I'm just taking, media man's talking points right now, but we all know that for years, I want to say more than decades, we can't blame it on just Essence and Ebony and just, they was, if you look at old news articles from back in the day, they always had this slight towards demonizing Black men in the media, even before, television or movies. Even in the old movies, they had us looking hella crazy. Come on, man. They had, I remember my grandma used to play stuff like Amos and Andy and stuff. And she thought Amos and Andy was hilarious. And I just always kind of felt like if this the only picture of Black people is like the way they're acting in this show. It's funny. I knew it was funny back then. Maybe it was their version of Martin, but I always thought it was like, okay, that's cool. I know it's a comedy little skit, but they were just doing all this outlandish Three Stooges shit. But people from other cultures might think that's what Black people are, because that was the only show that I know of that was, back then, with our eyeballs popping out and, talking all crazy, sounding, idiotic. I'm just like, wait a minute. During that time frame, we was inventing inventions left and right. Like we caused the, inception of the industrial age in the United States of America. We're the very specific reason that America is where it's at because of all our inventions that was stolen from us. So, they've been demonizing us for quite a minute. All right, let's get back to my man, Media Man.
With one other Black man who was from Italy. They didn't have any American Black men, African American Black men saying, Passport, bro, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
They didn't. He's right about that.
It was dominated by white men. So that lets the Black community know that even though y'all are focused on this small percentage of Black men that are trying to go overseas and do the right thing, they are not the ones that's been doing this Passport Bro shit.
All right, now let me point this out, because I got to point this out sometimes. We definitely understand that men have been traveling overseas for a very long time, all right? We're not saying we created the, guys going overseas and looking for love. We're not saying that. We're just saying that the phrase that was coined by me like 2020, Passport Bros, that's when it kind of just, set off in its own little, sub-step. That's when we kind of put a name on it, inadvertently, really, because we were just using Passport Bros. I coined it, I put it in some titles, and it just happened to just take off. All right. Prime says Vice lost all accreditation since the BS Andrew Tate hit piece. They are not the same complete trash. Well, Vice just claimed bankruptcy not too long ago. I'm surprised they're putting out content. Now, this was a very right here about the Passport Bros. Is what I call irresponsible. I want you guys to take this down or remember this: irresponsible journalism. All right, we have a lot of irresponsible journalism And we have a lot of what I call narrative journalism, where the person that's filming, is so busy trying to make something look bad instead of really trying to get all the pieces together, because they were just lazy with it. This was a very lazy mini documentary. They didn't really try, maybe because they wasn't really in Colombia that long. I think they was in Colombia for maybe 2 weeks. That's not long enough to do anything in terms of the Passport Bros, because you didn't even interview the locals. You didn't have anybody that spoke Spanish to even interview the local women and ask them about Passport Bros. And let me tell you something else about Medellin and Colombia, and people saying that oh, it's a wrap for Passport Bros and Medellin. I had a business owner, a guy who owned a club, who actually wanted to put a Passport Bros sign outside on the street to attract people to his club. He wanted to put a Passport Bros sign outside, and I was like, I don't know about that. Like maybe you can put it inside. I think that'd be cool, because people might think it's an actual Passport Bros club. I don't know if we need to kind of co-sign that, like what type of club is this? But this is how people are championing Passport Bros to a certain degree, even in Medellin, Colombia. And also, Passport Bros is worldwide, bro. It's worldwide. I mean, there are, of course, the top 5 countries that most Passport Bros like to go to, because the women are beautiful and everything like that. But Passport Bros are all over the world, man. I interview guys from Albania, Kazakhstan. I got brothers in Germany. I got a brother out there in Nepal on the app. I don't know what the hell he's doing out there in Nepal. Brothers that got companies in Pakistan, Thailand. All right, guys are all over the place. All right, this is a massive, massive ideology, not a movement, that guys are abiding by, and it keeps growing. Even with pieces like this, it's going to keep growing and growing, because at the end of the day, even if you don't like the information that you're seeing, men are going to be logical. So even if they hit and they say, let's say at 21, they say, oh, Passport Bros are corny. They keep seeing all this negative stuff about Passport Bros. Passport Bros this, Passport Bros is that. And then they start really looking into it, and they say, hey, man, they might have the blueprint. You mean I can escape American inflation? My American dollar goes a long way. I turn from a thousandaire to a millionaire automatically by just simply catching a flight. And the women are more traditional, and they're more feminine, and there's no age shaming in these countries. All right. So if I'm 30, I can date a woman in her 20s without any issues. I mean, come on, man. And the feminism is not as hard as these other countries. Maybe they got something right. Maybe they got something right. And let me say this. I know a lot of people deem all Passport Bros that, no Passport Bros date American women, but that's not true. One of the guys that helped me build the app is Mary. Mary just had a baby, shot to him. He's married to an American woman, and he still considers himself to be a Passport Bro. So you still can do your thing in the States. Passport Bros isn't just one thing. The main thing, the most important thing, is cheaper healthcare. All right, cheaper food, healthy food, real food, okay, organic food without all the chemicals in it, and not having to pay an arm and a leg for a domicile, not having to pay thousands of dollars a month just to stay in a 1-bedroom apartment in a rough, bad, violent inner city neighborhood. So it's other things at play. All right. Shout out my man, QB Passport, flexing for $2 super chat, man. Appreciate you coming through, my brother. He says Locario and Miles talking ish on the squad recently. Locario and Miles. You talking about the dating coaches? I thought you meant the other guy. Shout out my man Jay Clyde in the building. What up, Jay Clyde? What's good? What's good, man? My brother, my fellow FBA brother, been in them travel streets for the longest. All right. At Your Wife's House all day. Hey, I'm gonna give a shout out to my man At Your Wife's House all day, man. He's always posting on the app some dope content in the app, man. We be having our back and forths and stuff. I mean, it's the beautiful thing on the Passport Bros app. And I'm just not saying that just to be saying that, man. It's like it's actually a community of guys. We have a lot of activity now. It's just dope. Black guys, white guys, Latino guys, Asian guys, all in the app exchanging information, posting what they want to post. We did a live yesterday with my man Richie Mack as we walking, exclusive content, and we got more content coming. We're going to do some live streams as well. And we have a massive update coming next month. So we got another update. Shout out to my developers, man. They've been working hard at this. We got about closing almost on 10,000 guys in the Passport Bros app, man. So we out there. But he says, good morning, BMT chat. Passport Bro app game from John T. and Patia. Ban, censor, take US down on all the platforms, but they can't ban, delete, or censor the voice on the Passport Bros app. Shout out to you at your wife's house all day. Appreciate that. All right. Matt Villani says 30 and 20 isn't a stretch. I thought you said 40 or 50 and 20. I didn't say that at all, brother. I don't know where that even came from. But appreciate you tuning in, though. All right. Let's continue with my man, Media Man.
It's been white men for decades. Trust me. Every country that I've been to, it's been Asian, Indian, white men. It was rare to see black men there.
That's true. Now he has a point there.
Some of the countries, damn near most of the countries that I've been to, it was rare to see African-American black men there. So I encourage you guys to go watch that video because I know some Passport Bros that follow me. And you guys are like, man, he clowning us. I need to go see this video. Trust me. Remember what I said. That video is going to bring a lot of negative attention to you guys. And I'm telling you.
We already have a lot of negative attention to us. We already have it. That's been there for the last 4 or 5 years, brother. And just because of advice, I mean, right now, subscriber count don't even really matter no more. I know when you see 18 million, that's pretty much big, but the way YouTube algorithm works now, man, I mean, matter of fact, let me see. Let me just double check. Let's see how many views that documentary has. Hold on. Let me see how many. Let's see. Let's see how much it has out of 18 million subs. Okay. It is at, hold on. Where we at? Damn, my videos pop up pretty good. All right, hold on. I can't even find it no more. Let me see. Where is it at? Where are you at? Where are you at? I think last time I looked, it was like a couple 100,000. Let me see. Where is this? They got this video right here at the very top. Let me see exactly where it's at. They take the video down, family? I don't know. Maybe they took it down. Maybe they want to put us on TV or something. I don't know. Let me just try Vice Passport Bros Colombia. I'm happy to pop up on all the Passport Bros stuff, though. That's what's up. You know what, guys? I don't even see. I know somebody sent it to me. Listen, guys, if you can find that documentary on Vice, let me know what's the view count because I can't even pull it up right now for some reason. Damn, I'm all over this Passport Bro stuff. Okay, that's what's up. Anybody in the comment section, let me know how many views the Vice documentary has at this point in time. All right. 629,000 views out of 17, almost 18 million subscribers. That's not bad. All right. But I mean, that's probably normal. That's pretty good. All right. Damn, is that my girl on there? Okay, hold on.
Those places that they highlighted, and specifically Medellin, Colombia, it's going to be tough for y'all to go out there now because everybody's going to be watching you. Move in silence, bro.
False. Okay. Nobody's going to be checking at the airport, asking if you're a Passport Bro or anything like that. It might be hot for the guys in this actual documentary. All right. For the brother that was saying all that dumb shit and the little scammer dude, it might be hot for them to go to Medellin. But let me tell you something, man. Colombia right now, South America in general, especially the countries that might not, they might be on the poorer side. They got other worries, man. They got other concerns. They got a wild dude in office in the U.S. And a lot of these countries, they depend on foreign aid to, not become a third world state. They really depend on the U.S. They get hundreds of millions of dollars from the U.S. a year. They get all types of, soldiers going out there for training the soldiers. I mean, I know guys that, train the police out there, little special ops and all that stuff. Right now, they got other issues. I mean, this is the last thing on their mind about some shit like this. This might, rub some people in Medellin the wrong way. But a lot of them are more concerned, especially the guys don't care. I'm telling you right now, the guys, they don't care. But if anything, they'll be more upset at the housing increase in Medellin right now, that people got to move out some of their apartments because there's no regulation. That's what the locals are concerned with in Colombia right now. As far as Medellin and Poblado area, the touristy area, I mean, you got guys getting apartments for $1,000, $1,100 a month. When I first was out there, those apartments were going for $400 or $500 a month, $600 a month. All right, so they're upset more so about that than anything. And honestly, and just all transparency, I'm not gonna say most, but the guys that are committing all these heinous acts in Medellin, Colombia, have been proven to be, and there's been a few, scandalous brothers out there too, but for the most part, those guys have been going to Medellin for decades. All right, most of these guys are coming from other Latino communities, other Latino countries, and coming to Medellin on that bullshit. All right, so it's not the brothers, right? But they did demonize us, though. They did do that. They did do the Western media trick by, showing an image of us and saying something negative right after that image. And I broke that down. And matter of fact, shout out to Media Man, because I don't know how he's even able to play those clips, because the reaction video I did, YouTube took that shit down right away. They took it down right away, so I had to put it on the Passportbros app, the full reaction video. All right, but he was able to get away with at least showing some flash clips. All right, let's go ahead and see what else my man got to say. We got 125 in the room, guys. Do me a favor, make sure you hit that like button. All right, and I'll drop a link. I'll see what you guys got to say about the documentary as well.
Bro, you don't need everybody in your business. And y'all did, man, you gonna see. I'm just putting it out there.
What we gonna see, Media Man?
You're gonna learn the hard way.
You made a
Learn
great video.
Hold on.
But what if
learn what the hard way? What we gonna learn the hard way? What they gonna do? This was the narrative spin. Are they gonna stop people at the airport? No, they're not. That's not gonna happen. Are you gonna get some, maybe, some looks or something? Some people might have saw the documentary. It's not in Spanish, so besides some angry people, who, like, what they gonna do? They're not gonna stop anything. We've been getting shit talked about us, especially in media circles in Colombia. We've had our hit pieces before. They came at us about the Facebook groups, and some of the news articles mentioned Passportbros, but nothing's gonna change, bro. Nothing's gonna change. I guarantee nothing changes in Medellin, Colombia, because of this Vice documentary. All right, nothing's gonna change anywhere in any country of this little BS mockumentary did on the Passportbros. Okay, they just named a face for the BS. Okay, done. That is CP. They going to translate it. Maybe they might watch a few minutes of it. Like I said, the worst part was the little black dude from Italy that was saying that dumb shit with Austin. That was the worst part. And Austin not being, Austin, he's media savvy. He's showing himself to be media savvy at times, but you don't know how I can't even put this on Austin, because you don't know how they cut things. You know what I mean? Like the way they can cut things. And that's just why is you always want to be, if you're going to be in somebody else's documentary or video or something, just know that they can spin it the way they want to spin it. Like, we don't know how they edited it or anything like that. We don't know if he co-signed it or not, really. He could have been agreeing to something totally different. We don't know. But just that whole conversation was cringe. You got the interview, doing all the hand gestures and emotions and everything towards the end. This is the part where I'm talking about where Austin was talking to the guy from Italy, and the Italy guy was saying how he just be smashing and dashing the women out there in Medellin, Colombia, which I just thought was, I'm like, that was a media plan. That was a producer plan. I don't think that guy, he just wanted to be on video. Maybe he was paid a few ducats by the producers. They had to have some type of viral moment. They have to, like, it's required in this day and age, in these videos, to have some type of viral moment. So even if we shot a documentary, and if I produce a documentary, I can just have it all positive, right? You got to cover everything. You got to be balanced, right? If you're going to do journalism, be fair and interview Colombian women, all right? Interview guys that are married, interview some, talk about some things. You can talk about Austin and his incident in Brazil. Just be balanced. You want to tell a well-rounded story, right? Matter of fact, you even want to go into the history of travel in general, because the first sense of freedom a lot of black men felt was outside the United States when they fought in the World War II. All right. So you got to even go to the history. A lot of people don't even know that, Soy Cowboy in Bangkok was actually started by a black man, a black war vet, actually. All right. That's where the cowboy come from. It was a black man he used to wear a cowboy hat who opened up one club right? It was clubs around, but it was too expensive. So he opened this one club, right? He called it Soy Cowboy, right? And that's when all the other clubs came. So we got history in these travel streets as well, just not the white guys. We got a lot of history in these travel streets as well that we can be covering in this documentary. Matter of fact, let me ask the audience this. What do y'all think? Somebody said to some guys in the chat, well, you know what? Hey, pull up. Pull up. Hold on, let me pull up. Did I just drop a link? Before I bring everybody on, I want to take a vote. Matter of fact, hold on. They showed me how to do this not too long ago. Hold on. I'm going to put a vote. Hold on, I'm going to put a vote here. Where is this at? Okay, here we go. Let's put a poll up. Let's pull a poll up. Should we produce our own Passport Bros documentary? All right. Should we produce our own Passport Bros documentary? Now, keep in mind, we're going to talk about everything, right? Before you say yes, we're going to talk about everything now, all right? I'm going to do balance. I'm going to cover it all. I'm not even thinking about distribution platforms. I'm going to cover the 100% truth if I do a documentary on the Passport Bros, all right? Let me go ahead and put this. Let me go ahead and go up. All right, so we just do a poll in here. Am I working out? Okay, here we go. So everybody saying yes. Simple answer, yes. I don't remember us doing a Passport Bros documentary. If they did, it didn't hit like it should have. It didn't hit like it should have. All right. Man, you know what we might need to do? We might need to pull a Tariq Nasheed, man, and just raise some funds and just do our own documentary. We might need to do, what does Tariq Nasheed do? Like an Indiegogo or something? We might need to raise some funds and just do a whole documentary on this Passport Bro thing. Yeah, you say we can update it. No, okay, you might be talking about frustrated cash flow hustles. You might be talking about frustrated. All right. But things have changed. I think frustrated was kind of before the social media got so big and the dating apps and the Tinders and stuff. We might need to kind of, because everything changed because of that. We might need to cover that. It would be good. What's in this day and age? Previously, it cost hundreds of thousands of dollars to kind of fly around the world and do a documentary, right? But in this day and age, with all this technology and these new cameras coming out, you can make a really good documentary for less than $100K, right? And I think that's what we got to start to do to combat negative stereotypes about not just Black men, but just men in general, to kind of bring some masculinity back to the forefront. That it's okay to be a man, that it's okay to travel the world. Men have always traveled the world, been explorers. I mean, the whole world has changed differently now because some guys 400-500 years ago decided to leave Europe. They decided, and we didn't know their intention then. Their intention was supposed to be for spices. I think that's BS. But as you can see, you got all these Black folks, all spread out all over the world. Things have changed, man, because guys decided to travel outside of their homelands and try to explore. So it's a very natural thing for men to explore the world. All right. We about to go take a real deep dive in this. We got to talk about the change in the Western family structure. All right. On how dating is, entitlement of some of the women now. We got to keep it balanced now. We got to make it a little funny, a little entertaining at the same time. All right. Because people are going to watch it too. So we got to kind of show a balance. Hopefully we can educate people. All right. And show us in a good light as well. But like I said before, if I produce a documentary, it's going to be balanced. It's going to cover everything. And some guys might not want to cover everything that the Passport Bros got going on. But it's going to be balanced. All right, let me go ahead and bring up the first guest of the day. I got my man, Tunnel Runner Roynell. Am I saying that correctly, brother?
Yeah, Tunnel Runner Roynell.
Okay, Tunnel Runner Roynell. All right, what you got to say, my brother?
And I'm saying, it's like a hit piece. We're trying to be, but brothers are flying into Colombia every day. I got my wife here in Atlanta from Colombia. She's a Rubia. She's in here, and she's she's doing her job as a woman. She's on to her. She's a good girl doing her job every day. Cook for me every day. I got Atlanta. I have a Colombian in Atlanta, and we live in the blackest part of Atlanta, and she's on top of everything. So being a passport bro, if you get your stuff together and you go to 85% of this world, if you are making above $75,000, you can live good anywhere in the world. And if you're about your business here, if you're doing okay here, you can do the same thing over there. The only thing is learn the language. The more language you know, the better.
That's facts. That's all facts. Once you learn that language, you're gonna be really a part of the culture. You're gonna be hitting all cylinders then because you already got your money right.
Yeah, because I didn't do anything different from when I dated in Atlanta. I did the same things when I dated in Colombia, but I can speak. And I ain't trying to, I wasn't trying to do no crazy things with my money. I was keeping my money together, taking a girl out, spending time, and just getting to know her family, her friends, and she's right here. She's right here with me. She's back here in Atlanta. She's going to school to learn English. She cooks for me every day, no matter what. If I take her out to breakfast, she's cooking dinner for me. If I take her to lunch, she's cooking breakfast and dinner. So she everything else that a woman's supposed to do, she's doing.
Okay. We got a question that says, "Is she Afro-Colombian?" I don't know why somebody would be concerned about.
She's not. I had an Afro before her.
Umar came in the chat real fast.
Yeah, before that, she was an Afro Panamanian, but no, she's a Paisa. She's blonde. She's blonde.
Okay. See, you guys in the chat, man, y'all are ruthless. Talking about she's gonna become soon.
She's gonna become what?
Gone soon. I guess talking about the deportation of Trump and all that. These dudes in the chat.
Oh,
man.
But hey, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. She holding on to me tight. I'm telling you, yo, listen. It's not a bad thing. She's making sure she learn that English. She's trying to get down with the program. She ain't, all those are guys. You have some of these people that come over here and I'm so proud to be a Mexican. I'm so proud to be. No, they trying to become Americanized now. They want to be down with the program.
Right.
It's not a bad thing, but she's legit. She got her papers and everything. And I told her if they send her back, hey, I'll go get you. You legit.
Right. Well, you a little different, man, because most cats don't want to bring him to the States.
Yeah. I'm one different. And I wouldn't recommend it. You have to have the special woman to not come over here and get influenced. So for most guys, it's better to keep her over there and just go over there or live over there. But if you have she has to be very she can't be silly. She had to be very adult. She got to be very serious about stuff.
Okay.
You can't bring over some girl who's a dreamer and gets over here and gets around, and she doesn't speak too much English. So that was a good thing.
Okay.
That they couldn't come and talk to her. Girl, you ain't got to, what nothing.
So you basically got your girl in the kitchen locked in.
No, she's out there. Matter of fact, she thought all black men were hardworking, tough, supportive until she got on Martyr. And then she realized.
Oh, you in the ATL?
Like bums out there.
Hey, you better watch it, man. ATL. Shit.
But if you get the right one, it's just like here. You got to get the right one. You'll be okay. And you got to test her. You can't be, it's not an easy thing. You got to be on top of your game.
So if you don't mind me asking, how long y'all been together?
About 10 years.
Oh, come on. That's different. You passed the 5-year mark. You good.
Oh, yeah. We
passed the 3-year mark.
Yeah, she wasn't, we dated for a long time before before she even came up here, and when she came up here, I knew she was legit, yeah. And her family, the whole situation, It ain't no play game. It's a serious thing you're doing. If you bring it over here, you got to be on top of your P's and Q's. You got to make sure she's on top of her stuff.
All right, I got my man in the building. He says that's the problem in this space. When you tell success stories, F-boys still want to hate and say slick-ish. Yeah, you know brothers going to hate.
The proof is in the pudding, man. It's just like when you have these divestors and they can't show their woman. They can't do, they can't show their man. I should say, with the investors who they can't show their man. Right, I can show my wife. We look good together. I mean, she, I got one of those. You know what I'm saying? So when somebody sees me, they can't say nothing bad about my wife. My wife is on top. And I'm doing my thing. They can't say nothing bad about me because I keep myself together. So there's nothing, they can try to joke, but the truth is the truth. The real is the real.
Okay, and let's go back to the documentary. What did you think about it? Did you watch the whole documentary?
I just watched just some clips.
And what did you think about it?
Oh, I mean, the thing is, they just told partial story. Yeah, there are some guys. I mean, going overseas is not magic. But if you have yourself together, you can get a couple of more points when you go overseas. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying if you're like if you're a 2 over here, don't think you're gonna go to Colombia and you're gonna get a 10. But you will if you're a 2 over here or a 3, you might be able to be a 5 over in Colombia. You get a couple of points. But it's not magic.
It's still nice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's still nice.
They're all natural out there for the most part.
I think everybody does a little bit better over there than they do over here. Because it's just the situation is you got more money, you got more time most of the time. And if you know how to act, if you ain't just a crazy, some people are crazy. They ain't gonna get nobody nowhere. But if you know how to act, you got some kind of personality, you would do very well.
Somebody said, my man, the mayor said, damn, bro, you got your girl on the MARTA train?
yeah, man. Yeah. She got a car too. She got her car. And see, that's the good thing about having a woman from over there. She ain't looking for no G-Wagon. You know what I'm saying? She ain't looking for, and she I got her a car, but she's happy with the car. She ain't got no baby Benz. She got a Nissan Sentra, but she's happy like it is a baby Benz. I ain't got to go buy her no red bottoms, no Gucci. But she's happy, and she looks good in the clothes she got on. She looks just as good as some of them girls with all their stuff.
Okay.
Keep the car clean. And yeah, she's on MARTA because if they know about Atlanta going through downtown and you're a new driver, you don't want to do that. You want to make sure she can drive.
MARTA isn't bad. Yeah, MARTA isn't bad.
Yeah, she drives car to MARTA, takes MARTA, goes to her school, gets back into her car and drives home. I mean, you guys don't, I don't know if they understand how stuff really works.
All right. Somebody please ask him the age difference between them.
Oh, she's 10 years younger than me.
Okay, that's good. That's good. That's perfect.
You just gave me a kiss.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Somebody said the haters will say you found a foreigner who would accept less.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know how that's less. Like, what's less?
If they know me, they know I can do. I'm successful here in Atlanta with women, but the thing is to try to find a woman that's good looking and that's nice and that's gonna cook for you. I know brothers making $500,000 and they cannot get their wife to cook for them 7 days a week. It's almost impossible. The only way, there's guys who make money over 6 foot tall. I mean, they make $500,000 over 6 foot tall, and so good looking, quote unquote good looking, and they still can't get that kind of respect. I mean, they get some respect because they're making the money, but they can't get nobody to cook for them. They say it's slavery to cook 7 days a week. They might get 5 days, maybe 6, but they ain't cooking 7 days.
Crazy, man. It's like I don't know exactly what year, what the range of years that women from my city, Atlanta, stopped cooking because, the women I grew up with all cook, you know, but maybe like I won't even consider dating a woman if she doesn't cook because I cook. So I'm like, we ain't gonna be eating McDonald's and Uber Eats every day. That's not gonna happen. So maybe it was, I don't know, like the South Atlanta was known for having the Southern belles that threw down in the kitchen with the soul food.
I mean, that's why some guys came from New York and from up north come down to find that situation, to find a woman. But like I say,
I mean, home cooked food too, homemade pancakes and shit. Like I know my people cook, my people still throw down in the kitchen for the most part. Everybody cooks. So I don't know. Atlanta has become a transplant city, and maybe the women from up north maybe influenced the Southern women to stop with the traditional thing. You know, maybe that was it. I'm not sure, but that's just crazy to me when you say you're in Atlanta and you can't find a woman that don't cook anymore. That's insane. It's the South.
Now you can find a woman that cooks.
Somebody say I blame New Yorkers. I'm not blaming New Yorkers. I'm just saying it's a transplant city now.
You can find a woman who cooks for you, but she ain't gonna look. She's gonna look awful. She's gonna probably have about 5-6 kids, and probably be about 300 pounds.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I mean, if you're trying to find one that looks good, you know, and don't have a whole bunch of kids, it's very difficult. Very difficult. Let's put it like that. I ain't gonna say it's impossible, but it's difficult because they just don't want to do it.
Cortez Smith says, I haven't seen Southern Belles only down here in my lifetime. Cortez, how old are you, brother? Unless we're talking non-B-dub, black women. Maybe, man. Did you grow up in the church? I'm like, where you? That's crazy. Like, how old are you, brother? I want to welcome Data _CPA to the show. You there?
Yeah, I'm there, brother. Thanks for having me on.
What's good, man? What you think about the documentary? Or what
man,
about it?
I hope that I have a buddy that does films. I was actually telling him about it. I hope you go out and do a whole docu-series of shorts. Of like 3 to 5 minute shorts and just bury them. Because the guys they had on there, when I watched it, I stopped working, man. I burnt the whole hour of my day in the office working. I sent it to a couple of friends. It's like, man, why you send this to me while I'm working? It was like, where they get them dudes from? I've never met any guys like that when I'm down there, ever.
Right.
So,
right.
They
was on a time frame, and when you're on a time frame in the city, you're on a budget, and you know, Vice already claiming bankruptcy. The producers will always, grab somebody or hire somebody to kind of, like I said, that was a plan. Nobody in their right mind would go to a foreign country, go into a people with such a big reach as Vice. By the way, they didn't tell me it was Vice. They do little slick shit like that. And say that
it was slick with that.
Yeah, and say that bullshit for the world to see. Like he just ruined his dating in Medellin. For real.
Man, nobody was dealing with that guy anyway. It was just weird I was like, what is this? What's going on with this, man? So no, it was a disaster. Of course, the chicks, all the professional chicks. Of course, I got text messages all day because apparently somebody sent it to them some kind of way because they always tracking. So then they started sending messages. Oh, that's how y'all are out there, huh? That's how y'all living. Like, wow. So it just took a day of getting buried with everyone's comments on that, man. So that was a disaster.
So you say some people were sending it to you, like saying that you the passport, bro?
I watched it, and then I sent it to a couple of my guys that go down there a lot. And I don't know if somebody in the group or they sent it to one of their people, but somehow it got to some other women that's in our circle, professional circle. Of course, they start sending it because they hate that we go down there.
Okay.
They hate that we go down there.
That's interesting.
So they came back with that's how y'all living, huh? Yeah.
So hold on, Dada. So what did they be saying to you? Like derogatory things about that?
Yeah,
are
of
you
course.
open? Are you open with your passport, bro? Or do you kind of hide?
Man, I'm wild.
I used to hide my shit when I was like, I ain't gonna lie.
And look, I'm the wild kind. Like I'm not a big social media person. But when I post stuff, because of my background and what I do for a living and political stuff that I used to be involved in, when I would post, I would just post like the good stuff I was doing. Like I'm at the beach, I'm doing toy drives in the hood, doing tablets and STEM kits. No, I
Uh-huh.
did just say like that's part of my thing. I've
No, no,
been,
yeah, for sure.
you know,
Do that shit
so
in about an hour and then go to
yeah,
Parker
because I'm
Harris.
I'm I'm pro Colombia on the coast, so I'm Cartagena Barranquilla strictly.
Okay,
That's it. And so and
okay.
I be in the back. When I say in the back, I mean I be in the hood and I be in the country. Like I be 2 hours out in the Pueblo,
Hmm.
hanging, chilling for real. And so, you know, I get people to send STEM kits and tablets and computers, you know, because down there they have budgets for it, but the government still, the local government people steal everything. So
Hmm.
I would
Hmm.
drop
Hmm.
stuff off and, you know, get it through the airport. So I would record a little bit of that. Mainly the people that I was with, the Colombians would record more than me. I would just do a little bit, and then they'll
Hmm.
post it. So I'll share some of that. But that's the only thing they would really see. And then like a few times here and there, I'll post like me dressed up out
Hmm.
with something nice on my arm,
You know what's
just
funny,
the
man? Because
backside.
we've been doing like funds and drives and stuff in all these countries for years.
Mm-hmm.
Shout down to the Black Man's Option down there in Brazil. You know, they were doing their thing out there, you know, doing, you know, drives in the favelas and everything. Shout out to Cardell and Sasua, you know, and Flip Flop, you know, get the Give Back program. We got veterans out here giving back even in Thailand. And Colombia, I went up to Rio Hacha and helped build a school
Man,
with
what you
some
know
other.
about Rio Hacha? Boy, you way
Yeah,
out there.
yeah, we was in the little community, the Cameroonish community, and
Mm-hmm.
me and a guy with a nonprofit organization, we help, do some stuff with the school out there, because of course the locals have this indigenous population has a lot of lack of resources,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
we want to teach them English and everything like that. So that's the part that's never going to be covered about the Passport Bros, but maybe we should in this documentary show how we give back to these underprivileged communities around the world.
We
Maybe
we
that's what that's what
we
we should do.
we need to show that. Not only that, we also probably need to work together a little bit more. There's opportunities around sending kids back to the states to HBCUs. Our HBCU number attendance rates are low to the point where our tier 3 and tier 2 schools are closing. So if you're not a tier
You know
1
what's
Prairie
funny,
View,
man?
Howard, they're closing.
It's crazy because these new kids, like this youth out here, and they just content creators. I'm like, did you go to college? Did you get any type of skill set or nothing like that? And they like, nah, I dropped out of college and became a YouTuber. I got 250,000 subs on YouTube. I'm making $10,000 a month. What
Yeah,
can you tell a 21? What can you
well,
tell a
that's a
21 year
special.
old?
That's a
That
special
is that
person.
that that is a
That's a
special
special person.
circumstance.
That's a
That
special
is,
person.
but that's how a lot of them seeing it now. Because a lot of
Right.
these also started his YouTube channel in high school, like when he was like I mean, I'm seeing these young content creators that start their channels when they're kids. By the time they're 18, they got 50,000 subs already.
Oh
Some
yeah,
of them
I
100,000.
got some clients like that, that young folks that made a ton off social media.
You know
But
what
it's
a young lady asked me when I was in Atlanta. I was in Atlanta for 1 week, and I showed up my pass. I was at the Verizon store, and I showed her my passport. She was like, "Why you got your passport?" I was like, "That's the only ID I have right now because I live overseas." Like, "Oh, why you live overseas? What do you do?" I told her what I did, and she was like, "Oh, you got a YouTube channel?" I was like, "Yeah, I got like a travel-based YouTube channel." She said, "Are you monetized?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And when I said I was monetized, her face lit up. She didn't care about my mass communications degree. You're right. She didn't care about the houses I flipped back in the day. She didn't care about none of that. And she might have been like 22, 23. She's a young chick.
hmm
And I'm like, these young chicks, they're not even asking about masters. That's our generation. They ask the women asking about, what now they trying to see, well, how many subs you got on Instagram or followers you got on Instagram? How many subs you got on YouTube? That's what the new young chicks are asking for now. And the young guys are seeing this and they just like, hey man, damn school. Now they should go to school. They should definitely get a skill,
they should get a skill.
get
Yeah,
a
yeah.
CDL or
A real
something, get a
degree.
get a
If it
get a
ain't technical,
certification
why
or
you going?
something because
Yeah.
YouTube is changing massively and the money is being drained out of YouTube because everybody's doing shorts and reels.
hmm
But like I said before, this new generation that's coming in, they're very tech savvy, they're entrepreneurs. You can't really, it's just hard to tell a kid that's 21 years old he need to go back to school when he's making 10 grand a month on YouTube.
Oh, no doubt.
I've tried.
I'm not talking about that group. I'm just talking about the rest of them who think they're gonna be that guy and they not. But when we're abroad in these places and I'm looking at that Vice document, I'm like, man, they not showing anything. And the next step I'm hoping that we do in our movement is just get more involved from a permanent position to looking to build things from an investment standpoint
Mm.
and not just doing Airbnbs but building capacity, not like all these one-off type deals. Building capacity because there's no middle market in the bulk of the place we're going And the people that I've met when I stayed over in Colombia for about a year and a half, and back and forth. These are people with high level experience, union people, military people, skilled people who have valuable knowledge, and we just hanging. And I'm thinking we're watching people do work. The Colombians do work like, oh, that's not gonna be around in 10 years.
Right.
Just from a knowledge standpoint, that's an opportunity for us to take that next step. So I hope you do the documentary, man, and we can raise funds for it, tokenize it, and get that rolling, bro. So I hope you do that.
Hey, Dada, hit me up on the email. We need to talk, brother. We need to talk. So you're saying some good things, man.
I got your app, man. I'm in your app.
Okay. Inbox me directly, man, because we gotta chop it up, man. Because it's a lot of opportunities out here. When I'm in Thailand, I see these total Russian neighborhoods. These Russians own these buildings and everything, all these businesses. I'm like, yo, why can't we have our own little subsector of an expat community? Because that's where the money's going to be going. That's where the billions of dollars is going to be going in the next decade or so. It's going to be a lot of Americans in general, whether they black or white, wanting to buy properties overseas in different countries where their money goes a little bit longer.
Yeah, that's a fact.
These expat groups, travel groups, they reaching 30, 40,000 in a few weeks now because so many people are ready to leave America.
So many boomers and Xers they're realizing that they can't go into the different phases you go into for retirement, where you would go to a senior facility, but you can take care of yourself, but you got security for safety and all the needs. And then your next phase is like a nursing home. Those places are hitting people in the South, 10,000 a month. And so they're watching their wealth get drained out just for paying just to have a low level service. So I got a lot of clients that are now, we're actually doing a little spin up for that because they finally looking at it. I'm like, hey, you can go have a whole this, and a security guard and healthcare at this place instead of paying 10,000 a month to a place just to have the same thing.
Do you think that now hold on, Tono, real quick. Do you think now that so many relationships are kind of torn? Because back in the day when people got older, they would generally marry, and the husband took care of the wife, the older years and everything, or the children. But now that the family structure is kind of broken in America for the most part, do you think like these type of senior citizen living areas? I know they're doing good in America, but they might even be doing better in overseas because it could be cheaper.
They're doing even better, and not to deviate too far from the topic, but in Colombia, they had like an entire tax benefit for building straight up over 3 stories. They have ones that are designated just for seniors, for retirees. They look like they're brand new buildings, got everything, heated pools, indoor gyms, and the people that invested in those from the States, primarily some private equity funds, they got a 10-year tax free for that investment and for all that can come off of that. They have that in a couple countries. They have tax free in Uruguay for tech investments. So there's a lot of things that we're not participating in. We're doing too much one-off stuff. We're missing the play. And right now, with Trump being in, and he's gonna be crushing the liquidity in the market, it's gonna be opportunities if you got some cash, if you want to, get vertical and have capacity as a unit.
I was just going to say that they have that retirement specials and tax breaks in Panama too.
Yeah.
In Mexico, and people are going over the border to Mexico and just getting the services. You're talking about $10,000, and they can go to Mexico and take their senior parents that are in a nursing home for $1,000, and get better service than that 10,000.
Get better service. You can pay $2,000 a year, get the Cadillac version of Colombian insurance. The doctor would come to your apartment, your house. You can get nursing, all that for nothing. The price for around the clock service for people to watch, cook, clean. It's so those are the things. But I hope you do a docu-series on some mini docs around how especially Black men in particular are changing and impacting as we go abroad. Yes, some of us be on some wild stuff, and we don't really know the decorum for the country, but we're learning that. But we're having impact in the places we're going, and we can have a little bit more. So I appreciate you guys having me on.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. For sure. Come back on and make sure to inbox me too, brother.
No doubt.
All right. Peace. All right, let's see what we at on the voting poll. We are at 83%, and I like the idea the data gave about the tokenizing too. That's actually a pretty good idea. Maybe we can, if you donate a certain amount of money, maybe we can give some type of shares from the profits from it as well. We can work on something like that. All right, we definitely work on something like that. All right. Somebody
because
says
nobody really has like the official. I mean, you would be more the official Passport Bro movie or documentary, because everybody else is just like they just falling out the sky saying I'm doing a documentary. Where you coming from? What's your angle? What do you know about it? What's your history? You just like Vice just did. This I don't know this guy from nowhere. And
it's funny, man, because they was begging me to be a part of it. I'm like, I know y'all gonna put a spin on it. They're gonna edit what I say. And I told her everything, as far as we did like a skeleton interview. When I say everything, not everything, but I told her about the positive aspects, and we covered some of the negative aspects about it as well. But I told her about Andre Love crossing borders. She knows about him. I think she could have contacted him. I'm pretty sure she has the information because I'm pretty sure I gave her the information. But they don't want to see stories like your story. They don't want to see stories like Andre's story. They try to avoid those stories at all costs because that'll confirm everything when you see brothers in positive, long-term relationships. They got to spin that narrative that everybody's going out there just to, take advantage. Even my friend Paola, she misspoke. So English is great, but in the documentary, she meant to say take advantage, but she said take adventure. And some people didn't catch up on that, but she was trying to throw the Passport Bros on the bus because in her eyes, if you're not paying full amounts of money, to take a woman out like you would in the States, that's you taking advantage. But how you taking advantage of what the price is for everybody? You see what I'm saying? That's how delusional some women think. They feel like, well, it costs you $200 to take a woman out in Atlanta. You should spend $200 on me in Colombia. That's how some of them people think. But we all know that's not the case. A night out is a good night out, regardless of what the prices are. That's not taking advantage of anybody.
I'm buying the steak, and she's eating a lobster or something like that, and only costs $70. Why do I want to spend another $130 when we're doing the same thing? It just don't make sense. That's how much it costs. She wants to have a good time. The girl in Atlanta want to have a good time, and it takes $300 for a good time here in Atlanta, but only takes $100 in Colombia. That's what the price is. The price is what the price is.
How much does it cost to take right now in Atlanta to take a woman on like a nice little restaurant, medium restaurant? How much is that running now?
I mean, you can probably do it for about 100 and maybe 150.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean that's drinks and two appetizers and 2 entrees. And drinks might be 150, and that's a pretty good restaurant. They ain't the top restaurant, but that's a pretty good restaurant. Some of the top restaurants maybe 220.
I remember the last time I went out. One of the last times I went
everybody named like Fogo de Chow's or Chris Cruz or something like that everybody knows. But
what's funny, man? I remember last time, well, not necessarily the last time I went out, because I actually had a girlfriend all the way up until I left for Colombia. She's Colombian American, but I took a chick out. This chick she was a little overweight. I'm not gonna lie, but we were cool. We got cool at a little fight party. So I'm like, okay, she cool. She from the West Coast. I'm like, all right, she a little different. How the little thick red bones. Brothers like them thick red bones in the South. And I took her out to this nice ass restaurant. Everything is vibing. I'm thinking we vibing good, and we just talking, chopping it up. And she's like, you know what, Aaron? You look like you date white women. And I'm just sitting here like, what? Where'd that come from? She was like, I don't know. You just date white women. I'm just like, damn, I spent all this money on this nice ass date, this nice ambiance. We had dinner, and we having some drinks. And I'm just like, how did that even become a topic of the conversation? So
well, I'm gonna tell you this.
The thing is, it's like she was. Oh my God, she might have been she wouldn't even be on the scale as far as Colombian or Brazilian women in the first place. I mean, she looked cute in the face, but she was a little hefty, and it didn't upset me, but it just threw me off because I haven't dated any white women since I was in college. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know why. I kept asking her, why would you make that assumption? Why would you say that? and she couldn't really give me a clear, defined answer in that.
I mean, I heard the same thing. They want you to play that thug role. I had to cosplay to be successful in Atlanta, and in New York and other places.
You gotta be a little. You gotta have a little edge on you. Now you
Yeah,
do.
and I would fake it, and I would be successful. If I was just the plain, hardworking,
Hey, you used to be faking like you was a street dude.
Yeah. They would say they would ask me
I
like,
did that
have you ever
bullshit
been
too.
to
I ain't gonna lie. I
jail?
got tired of doing that shit though.
I don't talk about that. Baby. That's the past.
Hold on. Let me tell you something real quick. I got another story. I remember I was messing with this chick. She was a little young chick. She might have been like 25 or something. I'm about 33 at the time. And I was playing the edge a little hard. I was not being not myself. But let's just say I was, I was kind of playing a little, the little role a little heavy. I was taking to all my little spots in the hood. I got one family in the hood. I got one family in the suburbs. You know what I'm saying? And I remember when we had, had a little drinking. We went out, did a little smoking and shit. The little routine in Atlanta. And the police got behind us, right? The police got behind us, and I've been drinking and smoking and shit. And all my little thugs just fly right out of me. It just flew right out. I was, I put my little seatbelt on. I was all scared and shit. And she was looking at me. She was just like, "What do you? It's just a cop. Like, just what are you gonna get a ticket for driving? Or, a DUI or something? Like, why are you panicking?" And I'm like, "Oh man, it's a cop behind me and shit." So all my little thugs flew out the window. But let me get a super chat real quick. Shout out my man T Mac with $10 super chat, man. The dot bypass the brothers who are starting businesses and contributing to Colombian society. That probably won't get the views of a hit piece. It's all about how you do it, though, T-Man, because you can see how successful Earn Your Leisure is as a platform, right? And they talk about, Black excellence and businesses and entrepreneurship. It's all how you kind of segue it in. You can go and do a little highlight piece on, that brother that owned the bar Vibes or something like that, and have some nice waitresses in there, and guys with the ambience. Like, it's all about how you set it up, because at the end of the day, you want to tell a story, And the thing about documentary as massive as the Passport Bros, you definitely got to get different ideas and different stories and testimonials from a lot of brothers and a lot of guys that make a balanced, work of art, basically. All right, but I appreciate the super chat. I got the Homies Hub coming in the frame. What's going on, Homies Hub? Okay, you're on mute.
What up to BMT? Shout out to the chat. How you guys doing?
What's good, my man? What you think about documentary?
So honestly, I've been covering the documentary. I don't know if you guys are aware, but I'm very good friends with the Italian dude. His name's Osborne Ani. He's actually here with me. The whole thing was a hit piece. Like I had criticized, I don't think you should be talking about or focusing on what 20-year-olds are doing overseas. You know what I mean? And the documentary was shot over a year ago. And I think, and I for me, it's just terrible journalism, because just like y'all were saying on stream, there are successful expats that are married, building families, building businesses. There was so much other stuff to talk about and to cover in the documentary.
So hold on, homie. So what, is your man 20 years old?
He's 24.
Okay.
Yeah, he's 24. I mean, so is Austin, but I know people don't give Austin any flack for the fact that Austin is, 24, 25. And when he first came into the travel space, he might have been, 21, 22. So do you want to make the head of the Passport Bro movement a 20-year-old? And then, and then even the criticism, even some of it that's coming from you, I kind of just, I feel like you are one of the OGs in this space. You know better than anybody that interviewing 20-something-year-olds about travel and Passport Bro space and making that a documentary is a setup. You know what I mean? I would never take anything like that serious. So I don't think they should get as much criticism as they're getting, because they, like I covered in my video, they didn't talk about the cost of living, how much cheaper it is for the white guy to live in the penthouse, for him to be able to have a wife overseas, what the healthcare is like, what's the drive, because it can't just be solely women. But if you're talking to 20-something-year-olds, everything is going to be about solely women. So I feel like that was just horrible journalism.
Good point. Let me catch the super chat by my man Zumba Tyler. Shout out to him. Super chat to my bro. Keep grinding, keep shining. Shout out my man Richie Mack, man. Richie Mack tortured me yesterday with that 20,000 step walk. Hey, you cannot outwalk Richie Mack, bro. He be ready to walk some more. You want to walk on BMT? Hell no, I'm about to get the bus to get on up out of here. All right, man. Shout out my man Zuma Topland, though. Shout out to you, brother. I still want my one-on-one at basketball. I want to welcome my man, the mayor, to the show. What up, the mayor?
What's good, BMT? What up, baby?
Man, it's been a minute, man. How you feeling?
Chilling, man. That weak ass documentary, man. I'm kind of heated about that, man. That joint was trash, man.
Yeah, it was straight booty.
Nah, I know that the black dude with the glasses. I met that dude before, man. He's a goofball. He been coming out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to respond to that, homie Tub? He's saying, buddy, your boy a goofball, man.
Nah, do the goofy, bro.
The Ray show.
Yeah. The mayor, how old are you, bro?
I'm 35.
Okay. What were you like at 23, 24 years old?
Come on, man.
Nah, bro, that's an honest question.
I wasn't acting like that, bro.
That's an honest question. Okay, like, were you able to travel and come to places like Medellin and stay here for periods of time and be a YouTuber? Like, did you have any of that going on for yourself at 23, 24 years old?
Nah, I didn't, bro. But I'm not gonna get on a camera, and I'm not gonna get on the camera, bro, and do nothing like that, man.
But see, so I'm very glad that you hopped on the live stream because this is perfect for me to address some of the guys inside of your age bracket, right? Osborne Arnie got reached out to as a YouTuber, right? And he's a young dude, fresh. He's getting some of his first life experience coming overseas. And they use that to try to come at him. Now, you can say what you wouldn't have done if you was his age, but the point is that you've never been in that situation to be sitting in front of. And secondly, he didn't know he was going to end up on Vice. To my knowledge, he didn't know he didn't even know he was going to end up on Vice. But I want to give him the opportunity to talk about that because he does have his own response.
Yo, that's cap, bro. That's cap. They make you sign waivers for that, bro. That's cap.
He'll talk about it.
The production company might make you 7 waivers.
Yeah, right.
You don't know who they distributing it to.
Bro, that's Vice, man.
I told the producers, and they didn't tell me it was Vice. They told me they work. They do projects for BBC. They didn't tell me anything about Vice.
It don't, it don't matter, bro. They make you sign a waiver. They make you sign a waiver before you get on camera, man.
Yeah, but you don't know what channel that's going to end up.
That has a good point. Homer said, he says, bro, we wasn't goofy at that time at 24. We was players. He might have a good point.
Okay,
I wouldn't have said no slut at 24. I probably wouldn't have said.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is that they took somebody who we would say was naive to what the agenda was and made him one of the focuses of the video. And they didn't interview anybody that's actually of age. A lot of young dudes are not the ones that's traveling and establishing themselves in the Passport Bros space. Most of the people are above 30 years old. They got retirement. They was in the army. They're working remote. So I think the whole thing is a hit piece. I think to put the blame of how black men are coming across in the video on people that are not even 25 is craziness. I'm thinking to myself, like, a lot of you guys can't tell me that you would have looked super good or cool or player in an interview that's literally designed to make you look bad. Like, how do you circumvent?
I got a question for you, bro.
Yeah.
Yo, bro. Me and you sitting down. I make you sign a waiver. There's cameras all around. I'm mic'd up, right? I'm mic'd up, and I say, "Yo, how you like do girls treat you good out here?" Would you say, "Yeah, man, I had 3, 4, 5 of them last night. When I hit them, I kick them right out." I don't care how old you are, bro. 21, 19. Come on, bro. Stop playing, man. Come on, bro. I know that's your man, bro, but come on, man. Like,
I think he raises. I think you raise a good point, but at the same time, look at what you're doing, right? Like, you're trying to, not you personally, but they're trying to make him the representation of young black men or older black men overseas, and that's kind of the point that I think we missing. Like, okay, maybe inside that situation, you feel like he should have put on better. He should have represented himself better. But just like I said, and just like BMT just confirmed, he didn't know that this was going to blow up to the magnitude that it did. And like I said, I don't want to speak for him. He's his own man. He can speak for himself. But whether he was my man or not, I'm very judgmental when people are coming after Passport Bros and they're not actually giving you the full picture, but they're spinning it in a way that's going to fit the narrative, right? Which is to keep people in the matrix.
Does he even consider himself a passport, bro?
I don't think any of us ever use those terminologies. I don't think he ever considers himself in terms of terminology. But if you want to go by what a passport bro is, I think everybody in the travel space falls under passport bro. In my opinion,
did he know that this was going to be a title documentary? Like, what information did he have preview to this?
To my knowledge, and like I said, he's going to drop his own content and like his own response. But to my knowledge, because I've been with Osborne Onina for a while, almost like a year and a half, there was an interview. They were talking about people traveling and things like that and how their experiences in dating life was here in Colombia. He signed some paperwork with a production company. They said he was going to be on a British channel or something like that. So I think for him, he felt more like relaxed. Like, okay, well, if I do say something crazy, because keep in mind, they have parts they cut out of it too. So, if y'all having a long conversation and you just make me comfortable enough to say something that you could clip and then add that to the documentary, I'm not thinking nothing of it because I'm like, no one's gonna see this shit anyway. You're just, you know what I'm saying? I've done that as someone who does content outside of the travel space. I've had conversations where if you were to clip if you're looking for a hit piece, you could clip the worst part of what I said and then upload it, and now that just looks crazy. And now I think they're taking that moment and they're running with it. You know what I mean? Like they're trying to just shame him for being a young dude running through girls, which I'm sure everyone in this chat, everyone on the panel was doing when they was 20 something years old. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I feel like we got to think about, that we're not really thinking about it.
Bro, so goofy, bro.
If guys want to see who we're talking about, this is the guy right here. People have been kind of clipping, and this was purposely done by the producers for sure. They've been clipping his particular part. Now they only had black dudes in this documentary for all of maybe 2 minutes max out of a 40-minute almost documentary. But they're going to clip this part of him saying that he's just pretty much smashing and dashing on the Colombian women in Medellin. And that's what made it look so bad. That's what kind of made us look kind of junky, to be honest with you.
Now, I do want to say this, right? Behind the scenes, obviously, I'm like, yo, bro, why the fuck would you say that? My bad, bro. I didn't mean to curse. I'm like, yo, why would you say that, bro? You should, you know what I'm saying? Like, you should think ahead. You should do this. You should do that. These are conversations we're going to have behind the scenes. Because just like somebody said here, it's like, when has the media ever given black people the benefit of the doubt? I also want to remind you guys, right? That saying, make sure that we 110% better or things like that. That stuff, he's not thinking like that because he's not an American black dude. He's Italian. You see what I'm saying? He's from Europe. I feel like we need to factor that in too when we're having these conversations. You guys are trying to make an Italian from Europe the face of how black people, and mainly this documentary was about black Americans and other American men. You're trying to make an Italian with a completely different culture the face of how we are and how we are supposed to present ourselves. And those are just some of the things that I want to come into like thought as we like having these conversations. That was the setup.
Hey yo.
Man.
What you guys say about the goal?
Yo, man. Man. I already know. I'm just tired of the excuses, man. Like we gotta come on, bro. Listen, you do got a point, bro. As FBA, man, we know, like as when they had those white guys on there, they made it seem like he had dude going out there trying to talk to him. He had the headset on, like going out there picking up girls on some talking stuff. But they had this guy, you know what I'm saying? Out of all of that, you didn't see those white guys on there saying, yeah, man, I had 3 last night. Boy, they on cold, bro. They know what's up. Come on, man. Like,
I
bro,
mean, Black
that dude.
Americans would know what's up. You see cameras, you know, lights, white people in the
Yeah,
background. You already
bro.
know not to say nothing stupid.
Listen, bro. I'm in the music industry, bro. You do an interview that's gonna be broadcasted, whether it's on YouTube, television, Hulu. It don't matter. You gotta sign a waiver, bro. They mic you up, right? They gonna take your shirt off, put the wire on. There's cameras and lights everywhere, man. Come on, man. Stop playing.
Yeah, but how does that
BT,
take away
hold
from
on,
anything you're saying?
one minute. BT, it's about class. You can have class here, you have class overseas. You can have no class overseas and no class over here. You got to have some class, even as a 20-year-old, 18-year-old. Someone should tell you how to act. You know what I'm saying? When you get in front of other people, even if you're doing things, you got to be cool about it. Don't be broadcasting your news everywhere to everybody. You got to be careful what you do and how you move. It's very important to be safe. And that's all I got to say. But go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Hey, yo, go ahead, bro. I got something to say after you say something.
No, I'm just saying, like, I get it. You know what I'm saying? And if that was me inside of that kind of situation, and all of, you know, like the response and the live streams was coming out against me, I would just take that shit on the shoulder, because I know what I'm supposed to do, because I know what the agenda is. But why I have to cut him slack, especially knowing his background, knowing him personally, and even just watching him on YouTube, they knew what they were doing. So it's like, obviously I'm gonna put blame on him. I'm not gonna circumvent him from the blame, but I also think the harshness of, like, the criticism should really be considered when you understand the backstory as well.
Yo, you should be a lawyer, bro.
I should be a lawyer.
You need to be a lawyer, bro. For real. I get caught doing something, I'm gonna hire you, man. I need you on my team, bro. Cause, man, hey, look, come on, man. Hey, listen, man. But listen though, yo, BMT, man, they just they hijacked the movement, man. This shit is passport bros. White people ain't calling themselves bros, man. What the hell's going on here? Put the documentary together. I'm supporting. PayPal, whatever you need, bro. Let's get this thing going, man.
For sure, man. Appreciate the support. Let's see what we got. We are at 83%. All right, about producing our own Passport Bros documentary. So that's a good thing, man. We in here heavy.
BMT, you got my support too. So we gotta make this thing happen.
All right, man. All right, that's what's up, man. Like I said, we're not really beating up on the guy, man. It's just that 24. You know, granted, he's not from America, so that's a whole different system that he's up under. You know,
non-FBA, man.
Yeah, I thought he was African or something. I didn't know he was, you know, Italian. So,
Yeah. BT, I was just in Italy, maybe 4 months ago, and I seen a bunch of brothers over there, but they looked like they were American brothers, with most of them with Asian women over there, and they looked like they were having a good time. And I did see some brothers from Africa, and some of them were doing some crazy. So, you know, they wasn't you know, acting cool. I was kind of disappointed with them, the way they were acting. But
man,
you know,
I don't know why, homies, like, because you're like Nigerian, right? Or
I'm
like,
from Nigeria, yeah.
Like, what's up with that? Like, some of the African brothers be kind of like not really effing with the you know, the Black Americans like that, because that happens all the time. Like, they just kind of like, even the women, African women, they be kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I think it's just cultural differences. You know what I mean? Like, when you grow up in like an African household, even though I was born in America, you're taught that there's a lot of opportunities that's not being utilized to the fullest. But I also think that's also just like some ignorance on like Africans' part. They don't truly understand the struggle that like Black American born Black people face when it comes to the system. You know what I'm saying? They don't really understand it. So that's where it's just like cultural differences, where one is looking like you're not working as hard enough as you should, and then the other one is looking at it like you don't know what we've been through. You haven't been through what it is that we've been through, even though both sides have their own struggle. You know what I mean?
Right. That's a good point. Mayor, you want to chime
they were
in
talking
there?
about that last night, about how foreigners come over here, and you know, FBAs, we have a different situation, different mindset. We have to be very protective. You know, a lot of them say they're confused about when black people talk about each other. They say, "Oh, that's so bad," and stuff like, and they don't understand that we have to do that because that's as protection. So when white people say something to us, we don't go crazy. But a lot of black people, even from the islands, those are the guys who commit the most suicides because they can't handle the pressure. We grow up in the pressure. We grow up in the fire. If you're an FBA, you're going to get attacked as a kid. You're going to have to go through some fights as a kid. You know that you're going to go through some, but you can handle it. And sometimes people from other countries, they can't handle it. So when somebody calls them African booty scratcher, they're like
I know
dramatized.
you gonna say that. Oh, wait for you to say that, bro.
No, but that's what they were saying. They were
Africans are
saying
still
that they
mad at us
were
about that term FBA, bro. But they don't
But they would,
understand that we insult each other. Like we do that. We talk crazy about each other, bro. If we go to
yeah,
school
but
with Ashley,
it was
they
the
don't call us
defense
Ashley
for us.
Larry. Like we be roasting.
Yeah.
We got a
But they were
whole,
saying that was a
character off of
defense
Dave
for us.
Chappelle called Ashley Larry.
That was the defense
Yeah.
for us to handle when in some places in the South, if a white person, you know, they call him a grown man boy and you stupid nigga. I mean, sorry to say, they're calling work, and you couldn't react. If you reacted, they would kill your whole family or kill the whole neighborhood. So they started doing these things to each other. Your mother might say, you know, call you some things so that when you went out in public and somebody said something to you, you could handle it. And that's what black people do
All right.
as children. And then when
Homie,
and sometimes the other
you want me
people,
to read
other
that super
places, they don't
chat or no,
understand what the
bro?
reason is.
I ain't gonna put you out there if you don't.
Nah, it's fine. As long as you let me address it, I'm all good. I don't mind it.
Okay. All right. So Travelers Therapy with the 5 super chat, man. I really appreciate that. He says Homies Hub is a bad representation of Passport Bros in Colombia and was robbed recently. Telling men to date on Tinder in Medellin is a no. He wants clout.
Oh man, say it ain't so, my G. Come on, bro.
All right, so let me address the
man.
super chat. So
Yeah, you have the floor, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, so number one, I guess you could say I was robbed. I had invited somebody into my home and they stole something from me when I wasn't present. They had took one of my burner phones off the table. I had got the burner. I didn't get the burner phone back, but I got the girl arrested and she was forced to pay restitution. I actually have that on my channel as well. Secondly, I've never given myself the moniker Passport Bro or anything like that. I'm literally just a content creator that travels. If you want to group me into Passport Bro, I'm not going to fight it because I already know I pretty much match every single line that goes under Passport Bro. Third of all, I don't tell men to date on Tinder or swipe on Tinder. If you're going to be on Tinder, most dudes are going to do all of the stuff you tell them not to do anyway. So if you're going to do it anyway, I give you guys safe options and safe ways to go about it. And if anyone or somebody like him, who is a constant troll on my channel, by the way, if you're not going to at least listen to the advice to not go on Tinder, at least listen on how to use Tinder if you do use it. Because those of us that's out here for longer periods of time, most people are using a dating app or an online site to some degree for them to meet women. And it's hard for people to understand that when they're on 6-day trips, 7-day trips. When you're out here for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months, you're going to use a dating app. That's just the truth of it. So,
Yo, I got a question, bro.
Yeah.
So how did it, like, she just ran into your crib when you wasn't there? Like, how did she get in there?
I told the whole story on live stream, man. Hey, I have several live streams on it. If you ever free,
Make it quick. Make it quick.
It.
Just real quick. Just real quick.
She basically caused commotion in the house. And when she was causing the commotion, and I turned my head for a split second. Actually, where I'm sitting at right now is where I left my phone. I was around the corner. I took my eyes off of her, and she ended up snatching the phone. So that's what happened.
Bro ain't want to pay that tab, man.
Watch the live stream, bro.
Come on, man.
No, I'm just playing.
Come on, man.
Speaking of
Lawyer Hub, man. Lawyer Hub. I'm just
I
joking,
want to say
bro.
this to you, BMT. Maybe you should do I don't know if you've done it before, but maybe like a guideline, like a little Patreon or something, a downloadable ebook. I'll say ebook on how to traverse Colombia safely from Passport Bros.
Man, I've done so many videos and articles and
no, but maybe just a whole ebook and just charge people like $25 or $20. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't charge people to know how to be safe and nothing like that, you know. But you know what? That'd be an interesting part of the series right there, man. That would be interesting if we just kind of covered that whole aspect. That's another thing they didn't cover in the doc. They did cover it, with the girls, drugging the guy. They did a little portion of it, but they didn't really get in the deep dive of it like they should have, in my opinion.
I mean, to me,
I visualize something different than just filming girls talking about scopolamine. That's been done in almost every documentary about Medellin in Colombia. It's the scopolamine section. It can be done much better.
And then my thing is this: when people talk about Austin being the leader, like, let me ask you guys, who's the leader of the divestment? Who's the leader of the divestment movement?
They always try to put any, you know what, Ezra? Any type of black oriented thing, they're gonna always try to find a so-called leader. They don't do that with us, really. There's no leader necessarily of other, spaces. It's just when this comes to us, like, who's the king of the Passport Bros? Who's the king of the Passport Bros?
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, Austin is not even associated with us no more. He does have to. That's why they focused on the tattoo. And in fairness to Austin, they probably cut out portions when he probably said that he wasn't associated with the movement. You know what I'm saying? That's how they be playing these little tricky
Definitely.
games.
I wouldn't be surprised if they just cut to his tattoo and without him even knowing, like, just took a screenshot of his tattoo. But my thing is this: when I was saying before, like, who's the leader of the divestment movement amongst women? Like, who's the leader of the 4B movement? Who's the leader of the swirling movement? Like, and I'm not. The women could do whatever they want, but it's like we gotta push back as men to say, like, hold on, you not, because the purpose of them saying, okay, this person is a leader, is that, okay, whatever he does is a spotlight on him, and we want it to reflect on every one of you guys. And it's like, first and foremost, people are gonna make mistakes, right? And then second, we as people that travel, we'll just say black men that travel at this point, we gotta peep game on how people try to infiltrate or try to, like, have a little psyop to say, oh, so and so got kicked out of so and so place. Oh, it's over for you guys. You guys are just all over the place. No, it's like, prime example. I haven't been to South America in more than a year. If anything, I'm a passport bro of, like, Europe. Like, I went to like 10 countries in the, like, last 2 years of Europe, right? So it's like you can't really. And then when people ask me, oh, your passport, you BR is Sosua, I'm like, no, bro, I haven't been to. I've never been to Sosua. First and foremost, I've experienced DR, but it's not like you can't put me into that, right? Everybody has their own different roads. BMTU in Thailand right now, right?
Yeah.
See, like, you're doing your thing. The other guys on the panel, they're doing their own thing. We gotta stop allowing people to just paint a narrative about us, right? Because if somebody come to me, I would tell them, hey, I'm not the best at explaining South America, even though I'm learning Portuguese, but I can tell you all about Europe. I can tell you how to traverse Europe and all the other good stuff. We got to be in unison. We could do our own thing, but we got to be in unison to say, oh, these people are trying to finesse us and trying to make us look bad, But definitely, if you do that, I will support you 1,000% on that documentary. I'd put money up for sure. You definitely got money from me on that.
Excellent, man. Let's see where we at on the poll real quick. We are at, where we at? 80. We're about 80% still. 80%. Some people saying no, but that's a small percentage. You know what? We gotta understand. Especially as a specific little subgroup with Passport Bros and just black men in general, man. We gotta understand how to combat the combative nature of the Western media. Like, we gotta know how to combat their hit pieces, right? Like, they come with one, we got to come with one. That's what the other communities do, So we got to start to create our own narratives. It's very important, man, because the Western media is probably one of the worst institutions ever invented on the planet. They got the whole world wanting to be light skinned, white, and the women hating their own hair. That's how powerful the media is. The fact that you would hate your naturally born hair shows you the problem with it. So yeah, we gotta start, paying attention to content that goes against us, basically.
Yeah, BET, because my last trip was in Germany, and I seen brothers over there, Passport Brothers, being very successful in Germany.
I was thinking about
And
going to Berlin for spring break. I'm not too sure. The tickets are like 600. And I'd go there. I'm thinking about doing a Berlin, Munich, and Cologne trip for like 10 days. So yeah.
yeah, I was in
You be over
Frankfurt
there.
and I
You be
seen
over there
brothers
in that
over
Europe.
there. I don't know if there's a
Ezra, you be
military
in Poland
base.
too?
I traveled through there. I traveled through. Took a bus going through. Going towards Prague. But
Okay, okay.
I didn't stay. But it's definitely on my bucket list. Um, I wanted to go to Krakow and Warsaw. People sleep on those two cities, especially I believe it's Warsaw. Warsaw is like it's dope because after before Brexit, a lot of the Polish people were working in throughout the EU and through the UK, and so they were sending money back. So Poland has kind of built itself up. It's not necessarily the prototypical Eastern European country. Like it's thriving out of all the most of the European countries right now. So
Okay, okay.
yeah.
All right. Well, guys, it's been a pretty good show, man. I think we got everything covered. The next show I'm gonna do, man, we're gonna go ahead and put something together. Do me a favor if you want to reach out to me, hit me on the email. Data, hit me on the email, blackmentravels@gmail. Or if you already had the app, you can download the app, man, and hit me up on there as well. So before we go, man, if anybody wants to say any closing statements before we go, I'll start with you, Runner, Ronell.
Yeah, I just wanted to tell the brothers, yeah, just go where you are. Appreciate it. Africa, the world's a big place. If you're doing well in the United States, you are doing well in 85% of the world. So don't limit yourself to just America. Get out there and learn the language. Learn the language. I mean, just pick one, learn it, and you're going to be able to do well overseas. So just like they say, go where you are appreciated.
Okay, okay, cool. Homies Hub, you want to
Yeah. Live your life, man. But just be aware of the fact that being a passport bro, travel bro, you're breaking out of the matrix. So there's going to be a ton of scrutiny from the opposing side. You're even going to get some of the scrutiny from people that look like you. It just is what it is. Live your life to your fullest. You never know when it is that you're going to go. So I wouldn't be concerned with how other people view you, but also try your best to carry yourself in a good light, because the way people perceive you sometimes is even way more important than the words that come out of your mouth.
All right, good point, man. Good point. The mayor, you want to tap in, bro? Mayor,
Yes,
you on
sir.
stage?
Yeah, I'm here, man. Yo, man. So I just want to say, man, your boy, I'm closing on my second crib in Colombia, buying the second spot in the country. You know what I'm saying? Your boy
Congratulations,
feeling
man.
good, and I want to BMT. I'm gonna hit you on the DM or whatever. Cause while I had my bread in there, had my bread in my brokerage account and my Colombian account, I actually gained like $5,000 within like one and a half months. So I'm gonna put you on game with that, man. That was kind of crazy.
Oh,
Five
nice.
bands, bro. Just having my money sitting there in a month and a half. I'll show you
Okay.
the receipts
Oh, yeah,
too. I'll show you the receipts.
yeah. I know guys used to do that in Brazil when the money fluctuates and it's in our favor. They'll go run and grab a whole bunch of money out the banks and everything.
Yeah. I'll put you on game with that though. But I'm out though, man.
All right,
I want to say
Ezra, you
shout
want to
out
tap
to
in?
that dude for what he was saying. I love hearing that. Right now it's funny. While you guys were talking, I was just booking my next session with my teacher that is teaching me Portuguese. Last year I was learning Japanese. Like, if anything, I want brothers three things to do: learn how to try to get an extra passport, learn how to get a second language, try to learn a second language. Is an app called Wyzant, Wyzant. You can go there. Somebody will charge you $40 to learn a language, have a language lesson, and I would say try to work on getting a remote job, and boom, you'll be out of America in 2 years. The goal should be not just of course, obviously, woman, but me personally, I can't even see myself retiring in America. I'm definitely going to be somewhere like in Portugal or what have you. But it was great having you on. Great. Thank you for having me on. I'm gonna listen to the playback. But peace, man. Enjoy your day.
All right, man. Appreciate you coming on, bro. I want to give a shout out to my man Kevin Romes. BMT, my passport bro shirt attracts women. Real talk. I'm not surprised at all, man. I am not surprised at all. You know, a lot of guys be thinking about, still simping in the States and everything. Nah, it's okay to be who you are, bro. Women respect it more than you think, right? It's the case to be. They actually like a guy that's a little, controversial to a certain degree. The fact that you'll be bold enough to even wear a Passport Bros shirt, so that's very true, man. Anyways, guys, before we go, I want to play this clip real quick. All right. We out here on the world famous Soy 6. All right. So, guys, if you haven't seen my interview with Midnight, I just dropped that video earlier today. Make sure to tap on, man. Just real good interview, real good information about dating in Thailand and all this. This brother been out here 3 years, so make sure to tap on that video as well and hit that like button. All right, we out. Peace.